Maybe if I unmute the mics, maybe we would be able to do something, huh? Welcome everybody to Breakfast Stakes. This is the sports show every Monday morning where we talk about anything and everything North and South Carolina sports. So we got some things to talk about this morning. But my name is Ed, also known as the Deadhead, and I got my good friend Donnie Weiss, the mayor. How you doing today,
Morning.
my friend?
Doing good this morning. It's been a good weekend for me, so I can't complain.
Yes, it was a good weekend for you in sports, and we will talk about all of that and everything. So,
Yep.
yep, it was a weekend. It was a weekend, for me at the very least. So,
Yep.
yeah, let's get into it, shall we? But let's start with Thanksgiving because we had Thanksgiving. We didn't, we really didn't have our show on Thursday for the DHC Sports Show every Tuesday and Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. We didn't have that. We just went straight into a long weekend, and you know what? It actually felt great to have a long weekend. Like I didn't work
Absolutely.
on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and I needed the break, man.
Yeah, I wasn't going to work on Wednesday, and then I had an emergency call out for damage, so I did have to go work, but it wasn't tough.
Yeah.
It was just something simple to go fix. It just took a few hours to go do it, but yeah, once that was done, then I thought I might have to work Friday. I didn't call to check and see if I needed to work. I just waited to see if they called me, and if you don't call me, I'm not calling you. So
Hey, I'm with you there.
I had so much going on, I didn't even fool with trying to see, "Hey, you have any of that stuff ready? You need me to help on anything?" Like, nope. If you
Nah.
need me, call me and I'll tell you, nope, I can't today. So
Yeah, I was not about that life on this
yeah,
week. I
I
was like,
needed it.
yeah, it's just one of those things. Like you get to a point, it's like, you know what, dude, I work all hard all year long. I
Yeah,
don't need this today. Not gonna happen today.
exactly. And then we were all sending videos and texts back and forth of all the food we had and
Yeah.
stuff. Oh, that was fun.
I ate a lot.
Oh, you and me both. You saw I had more than my share during the day, and then I had that late night second course. Yeah,
Nothing happened in college football. No, absolutely not. No, no, I don't know what happened. That
I
we
don't
didn't.
I I don't even think Phil wished Furman was playing because
Yeah, for
it
real.
might not
So
have been good for them either.
yeah, it was a weekend, Phil. I get it, my friend. Although my university did get a win, we sent off a university because they were leaving the MAC. This was their last year, and we sent them with a great loss.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah, Kent State beat Northern Illinois. Northern Illinois was going to be leaving the MAC, and then the Kent was like, "We got you, homie.
Yep.
Deuces."
Exactly.
And so they left with a loss. So I felt great about that one. Furman Soccer did have a good weekend. There you
They
go.
did. So Western Michigan beat Clemson to knock them out of the college soccer playoffs, and then went on to play Furman. Furman beat Western Michigan, and then they played again. Oh no, that was this weekend, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, Phil. Did they beat somebody after Western Michigan? I think they had to play 2 games this weekend. It might have been Western
Nice.
Michigan and then the second one. I'll be honest, I didn't look to see if they had a Sunday game or not, but yeah, it was football was I could have texted Phil and ragged him, but I'm gracious in victory. I don't rub it in.
Get the hell out of here. I'm great in victory. Oh my god, that's too funny. You know who wasn't gracious in victory?
Who?
Lane Kiffin.
Oh man, what a mess that ended up being.
What a hot mess. I was
This I get it, but I don't get it. This is the thing I've always hated about college football is universities want these guys that are coming in to they ruin December is what they do.
100%.
We got to have a decision right now. Like why? Why? Well, we got to get out there recruiting. We got to get started right away on next season. And it's like, why? Why can't you wait till January? What's going to happen in the next 4 weeks is different. And they're like, well, recruiting is so different now. All they care about is how much money you go give them.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
this could have been one of those things where it's like LSU could just say, well, we're working on our coaching hire. We'll make an announcement in January. And Lane Kiffin could have been like, I don't know. We'll deal with that after the playoffs are over and then deal with it then. What is he going to do in the next 3 weeks that couldn't be done in January?
No, I 100% agree with you.
And
I
this is
think
what and I know all situations are not like this, but this is the situation he's going into, that all you ever hear is LSU recruits itself. So what does he have to do in the next 4 weeks if it recruits itself?
Mhm.
I
And
mean, come on.
that was my whole thing. Listen, you left the program. They're seventh in the country right now. They're 11-1, and you leaving. And our good friend, Patrick Larson, MLB had history, right? He's an LSU fan, and he's the first one to tell you the situation in LSU. It's a hot mess.
Oh, yeah.
Like, there's no ifs or buts about it. This thing is as bad as it gets, and you're leaving a program that it is going to the college football playoffs. That's what they're doing,
Yeah, you spent 6 years building this up only to tell them that I'm going to something that I perceive as better than this.
and it's in my opinion, it's not better.
It's not. And, this may sound petty, but I hope it blows up in his face. I hope LSU sucks for the next 5 years. I know they won't, but I hope they don't have the success that they expect to have. I hope he goes over there and it just doesn't work. Like I hope it's a Brian Kelly situation, to be honest with
So
you.
do I.
I hope it just blows up in his face, turns into a hot mess over there. And I mean, this is the thing. I know it won't happen either, but how cool would it be if Ole Miss won national championship this year?
I don't
And
think it's
that,
gonna happen, but yeah,
no,
I get it.
but be like, yeah, bro, we're not giving you a ring. You left. You went to a better
I don't
program.
listen. There's a lot
I
of
wouldn't
good.
count it on his record
No, no,
if
absolutely
it were
not.
to happen.
And listen, I get it. That was a lot of money that LSU put out. First of all, the governor of Louisiana, what an idiot! Shut up.
Yeah.
Like, stay the hell away from sports right now. Like, you are, because not only did you give a crap ton of money to let Brian Kelly go, $54 million, and you guys handled that horribly.
Yeah.
The whole situation was bad. You go on and give this dude a lot, even more money on top of that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand for the life of me. And guys, I know this is not North Carolina based, but like, it affects college football because I've never seen, like, yesterday, and I was so busy. Um, I've never seen so many people lose or gain a job in college football. Like, there were so many college football changes for coaches that it was wild to me.
Right. And there's talk about South Carolina and whether Shane Beamer's the right guy for them after this weekend and after the A&M game and the record they've got this year. I mean, I still think they've got to give him time. I think they will. I think if they're smart, they will, because
Mhm.
um, you can't keep chasing that carrot. At some point, you just got to be like, okay, eventually something's going to happen. Now, I think they're in a situation where, if they're not winning 7, 8 games and in the mix next year, that could be a different story for him. But I think next year is probably Beamer's last year unless he does something drastic.
Yeah.
And I don't know what drastic's going to be, but you can't come into the season. They had a good year last year, wasn't great, but they had a really good year last year. High expectations. I mean, hell, Clemson had them too. 2 top ranked teams this year, 2 top 10 ranked teams this year in the state, and look where we finish. We're
Horrible.
we're 7-5, and we're lucky as hell to be 7-5 right now. And
You're
I mean,
7-5 because of the last 2 games, right? Like,
exactly. I mean,
yeah.
Sorry, Phil, but the last 2 games were Furman and South Carolina. But still, and I hate to say it, I did predict South Carolina would only win 4 games at the beginning of this year just because I looked at their schedule.
Mhm.
They had one of the hardest schedules in the SEC to begin with. They actually won a game that I didn't think they would win, and they lost one I didn't think they would lose, but they still ended up at 4 games
Yeah.
because I thought that's realistically and selfishly, because of the Clemson game, I felt they would only win 4 games. And that's where they landed. And it's like, Carolina fans are not going to put up with that one more year.
That game, against NC State was just not good.
Yeah.
The not the Tar Heels. It was just bad all around. So
Absolutely.
Oh God, there's so many bad games this weekend. On top of that, like here in the Carolinas, that I can't even. It's just I just it was bad, guys.
Yeah.
Except for Carolina Panthers, which we'll talk about later on,
Right.
in the show.
Well,
But
the thing is with the thing is with the Clemson Carolina game, and I just want to throw a couple
yeah,
numbers
go
out
ahead.
there because I'm not gonna hound about that. Clemson did pretty good. We capitalized on some of their mistakes, especially at the end there. But the problem for the Gamecocks in this game boiled down to 1-11 on third downs, 1-3 on fourth down, 4 turnovers. They
Oof.
only had 41 yards rushing, and time of possession was 21 minutes to our 39. So I mean, we had twice as much time of possession. And the running game. This is what's funny is I had 2 friends of mine that I watched the game with that are Clemson fans, Clemson graduate, and they've been just poo pooing on Clemson all year long. They're so Debbie Downer, and I was like, I was giving them crap because we
Yeah,
got together, and I said, well, I said the thing we got to do to win this game is we gotta shut the running game down. We got to shut Sellers down. And the first comment my friend says is, "Oh, we can't do that. Our defense can't stop anybody. We've never stopped anybody, especially a running quarterback." I said, "Well, if we don't do that, we won't win." But that's what we did. We stopped I mean, at one point they had negative yardage rushing in the third quarter overall.
Jesus.
And then in the fourth quarter, they had a few runs to flip that around to a total of 41 yards, and that's all they got. Um, he had a few hundred yards or 100 something yards passing. They had some good plays. They just couldn't string enough of them together. And I mean, it was a little bit of a back and forth early because we would score, they would score, back and forth.
Yep.
But second half, they made more mistakes than we did, so that worked out to our favor.
Hey, listen, you guys took care of business.
I mean,
That's all that matters.
we got to win the rivalry games. I mean, the goals for Clemson have always, and most teams I imagine are like this, but I know specifically for Dabo and Clemson, goals are national championship, ACC championship, state championship. We didn't get the first 2 goals, but if you don't get the first 2, you got to get the third. If you don't get the third, that's when it's a bad season. And if we would have lost, that would have been like, yeah, we lost the state as well. And the funny thing is, I think this is the 5th or 6th season in a row that the home team has lost. So we lost at Clemson last year. We lost at Clemson 2 years before that. We've won here in Columbia the last 2 times.
Yeah.
So, that we got to flip that and go back on a winning streak. I mean, we own the overall record. We've had long streaks of winning. And Shane Beamer's the one that's changed a lot of that. I mean, he's done a lot of good there. We'll see. We'll see if Sellers stays. There's talk about him entering the portal, which that's a whole new thing for the Gamecocks to deal with because they haven't really had to deal too much with that. They've gotten some guys from the portal. They haven't worried too much about people leaving.
Losing somebody
Yeah.
through the portal.
I mean, if he leaves, I don't know what they got behind him at quarterback because I don't follow them close enough to know really.
Yeah.
But they better go find somebody if he leaves. I don't think he will. He's a South Carolina kid. He had a chance to leave last year after that great year, and he didn't. So,
I mean, listen, some people like to stay.
the Gamecocks are going to give him money. If it's going to be about money, they'll pay him money to stay.
One, that yes. 2, like if you were going to leave, you would have left on a high note, so that way you could, be like, hey, look what I've done to this program. But now that down here, they could be like, I don't know, man. This is not what I thought it was going to be, and then leave. But we don't know that, right? Like, I mean, because at this point, we, we'll see. I'll say this, and I really wanted to touch on this one is, guys, I understand that they won against Carolina, right? But Carolina sucks. First of all, with this year, they're 4-8, and their head coach is coming back for their 12th year. Get rid of him.
Right. Yeah, I don't get that one at all.
Get rid of him. I was like, when I saw the tweet come through, I was like, yeah, he's coming back for his 12th year. I'm like, why?
Right.
What has NC State done to merit this coach coming back in the last couple of years? What?
Yeah.
What have they done? And I was at a loss for words. I'm like, I don't understand. granted, you won against North Carolina 42-19, but again, this is what we've been saying. North Carolina is not good this year. We knew they weren't going to be good this year, and you're telling me that he's coming back?
Yeah.
Why? Why?
Yeah, he's like that coach is gonna it's gonna be okay, but it's never gonna be great. It's
Listen,
just
if
always
you
gonna be okay.
that's what I'm saying, but if you wanna compete this year in North Carolina,
Yeah.
like, if you wanna be the school here, because that's the problem too, like, North Carolina has way too many schools,
Mhm.
as far as, like, colleges, so you got North Carolina, NC State, right? You got Duke, you got Wake Forest, you got App State, you got East Carolina, Coastal Carolina, right? So you have a lot of teams here that are competing for players. You wanna put yourself at the top of that list? Right now, okay. Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to East Carolina where, they're like, I'm on the coast, and then I get to play some football.
Yeah. Exactly.
And so and you lost to Duke, you lost to Virginia Tech, which, by the way, horrible teams. Then you beat to Notre Dame, I'll give you that. Then you lost to Pitt, and then you lost to Miami University, and Miami was not a good team. You lost not only did you lose, you lost bad, 41-7. And then to Pitt, you lost 53-34.
Yeah. Right.
And so, I'm sorry, like, this has to be that one year they're like, "Alright, fine. Alright, he's coming back. Let's just say, Darren is coming back. Okay, cool. If you don't do anything this year, w do not even think about coming back. I would
Right.
quit."
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny because talking about Coastal and some of these other teams and you're right, NC State is sticking with this guy, and Coastal, they fired their coach after 3 seasons. So, um, he came from NC State. He was a, offensive coordinator, from 20 to 22 under Doran. He comes to Coastal, went 8-5 his first year, 6-7 last year, 6-6 this year, and they're like, "No, thanks, we're done. It's not going the right direction. You're out of here."
Yeah,
So, yeah, it's just one of those crazy things where some teams are like, "Yeah, we'll give you a little bit of time." Some will give you too much time, and some won't give you any time. So,
exactly. I mean, look at this. NC State finished under, Clemson in the ACC.
yeah,
They finished under Duke this year in the ACC, right? So now you got, by the way, which is not going to be a very compelling ACC championship, which is Virginia SMU. Whatever,
wait,
don't really care.
yeah, we'll come back. Finish your thought. I want to come back to that real quick. Or
But
did you
like,
have? Yeah,
But, like, what I'm this is what I'm saying, like,
yeah,
you're barely, above Louisville and Wake Forest right there, you know what I mean? And North Carolina at 4 days, like, you're in the middle of the road when it comes to the ACC, and you just are not delivering when it's supposed to. This was supposed to be a good year for the Wolfpack that, like, considering their schedule, their
right,
strength of schedule, you should have been higher than that, and you weren't, and you did not deliver, and then you're telling me that you're gonna come back, the school's gonna be, "Oh, yeah, yeah, it's cool. You can come
yeah,
back another year. It's
exactly.
fine."
Yeah, I don't know what they see. I'm sure there's got to be something, or he's probably sat down and said, "Look, we got this guy coming in, this guy coming in. It's gonna." I don't know. We'll see. You know,
It was horrible.
I'm like you.
Horrible.
I think that I don't ever hate or don't ever want to see a coach lose his
No,
job,
no, no, no,
but
no, I'm
at
with
the
you.
same time, it's like, sometimes at 12 years is not it's not happening. So
And this is something that I've been saying for a while now. At some point, your message is getting old. It's stale now at this point.
yeah,
Like, it's rotten. It has mold on it. It no one is listening.
yeah, absolutely. So,
So
so the Duke in the championship game baffles me. It just baffles me. Like I don't get how they're 7-5. They're not even ranked. I don't I don't get I'd like to see the breakdown of the tiebreaker situation because you've got 4 teams ahead of them that they're jumping to play Virginia. All 4 teams have a better record than them. Hell, Miami's 10-2, and I get, you know, Miami lost a game they shouldn't have lost in the conference, and their
yeah,
conference, but these guys are all 6-2. The thing that gets me about the tie because they said, well, they win all the tiebreakers. I don't understand how they win the tiebreakers because they lost to Georgia Tech head to head. So You're telling me that Georgia Tech's 6-2 in the conference, Duke 6-2, and Duke wins the tie. What tiebreaker did they win against Georgia Tech?
Funny you say that. So here, listen to this. All right, so Duke, Georgia Tech, Miami, Pittsburgh, and SMU finished in a tie for second place in the ACC with 6 wins and 2 losses in conference games. Right? Duke won the tiebreaker because its conference opponents had the highest combined win percentage.
Nah. No,
And that's the only reason why they went from here to here. Like I told you, we talked about this last week. Like Duke could potentially be in the.
We did. I didn't think it was possible. SMU screwed this whole thing up. SMU screwed it up losing to Cal. Because if 100%. SMU doesn't lose to Cal, they're 7-1.
They're in,
and them and Virginia are playing 18 and 21 in the rankings. SMU screwed this whole thing up. But you can't base it on the winning percentage of the of the conference opponents or
You're
whatever.
Talking about the Georgia Tech, which is a much better team.
Oh, you got to go head to head. How did these teams do head to head against each other? Well, Georgia Tech beat Duke on the field. Therefore, that should trump. Like if Georgia Tech had not played Duke this year, okay, go to the overall record of their conference opponents. Or winning percentage or whatever.
This is a situation where you're trying to be smarter than everybody else and you're screwing the pooch on this one.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Like this is the stupidest way to decide this.
It's you had SMU, Miami, Pittsburgh. Miami didn't deserve to be in the ACC championship. I'm sorry, they just didn't. But I'm with you. SMU, you screwed it up by losing. If you would have won, we would not be having this conversation today. We would not be like, hey, by the way, we have a SMU Virginia, but no, we're talking about a situation in which now Duke is jumping over Georgia Tech, Pittsburgh, Miami, and SMU.
Yeah.
In order for them to go to the ACC championship against Virginia, which, by the way, the ACC is in Charlotte, isn't it?
Yeah, it's always played in Charlotte. Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. It's always, it's this coming Saturday. It's always the first weekend in December. And it doesn't matter how warm it is around Thanksgiving, around Christmas.
It's always going to be shitty.
It's going to be shitty cold weather this game. Clemson's been in it a bunch. I've never gone to Charlotte for this game because I'm like, I am not sitting in the cold or the rain or whatever they got. It's never like, oh, we've got a mild December and we got T-shirts and it's a beautiful day. No, it's always bad weather on Saturday.
Later on today, I'm going to be traveling down to Orlando for work, and I was talking to Darla about it. I was like, she was like, it's going to be crappy this week. Like, it's going to be nice down there.
Right, exactly.
It's like, shut up.
So, I mean, I want Virginia to win because I like Tony Elliott, and he was a Clemson coach for a long time.
I can't.
Clemson guy. I can't. I don't want Duke to win, but there's part of me that's like, I want Duke to win because if Duke wins, the ACC might not even have a team in the playoff because there's other conference, Power 4 and Power 5 or not Power 5 group of 6. Excuse me, I always forget all these stupid little names they have.
Stupid names, yeah.
The group of 6 teams. If certain teams win out, they're ranked high because Duke's not ranked. They might be ranked, but I haven't even looked to see if new rankings. Well, we'll see how the rankings are, the official ranking, the college football playoff rankings. But either way, they won't be highly ranked. They'll probably be 24, 25, if anything, but I don't even see them ranked. I mean, why would you rank Duke, who's 7-5 overall? I wouldn't even put them in the top 25.
In the AP poll.
Yeah, they're not in the AP poll. So now it's one. So if the college playoff poll, throws them a bone and ranks them 24th or 25th, that to me negates the validity of that poll selection as well. Because it's like you're telling me a 7-5 team just because they're playing for the championship deserves to be ranked. No, they don't need
this. I want to see some chaos. Me.
That would be the chaos. That would if Duke knocks off Virginia, and it's very possible Duke will. Duke's not a bad team. They've had some bad breaks this year and lost some games they shouldn't have lost.
I'm sorry. I kind of want to see. I can't root against Duke because I'm a North Carolina guy now.
Right.
So, I mean, I can't say, hey, and I spent a lot of time in Durham, North Carolina. So I'm like, I can't say no. So I'm gonna have to go with Duke to win this one, but it's gonna be interesting because man, oh man, if Duke wins, then at that point you're gonna be like, what? which I don't think it's gonna happen, to be honest with you. I want Duke to win, but Virginia, let's not forget it. Virginia's actually not a bad ball
Oh
club this year.
no, they're 10-2. So for what it's worth, I mean, they haven't played the hard schedule. I mean, the ACC schedule, everybody jokes, it's not a hard schedule. It's not a hard conference, and it's not. But this is the reason the ACC is what it is. There's more parity, if you will,
They lost.
throughout this conference than there is in a lot of conferences. I mean, you've
They
got
lost 2 games they should have won, by the
yeah,
way, Virginia.
absolutely,
They lost early on at NC State to NC State, right? 35-31, and then they lost to Wake Forest, 16-9 later on, and then they go on and beat at Duke 34-17. So, we've already have a game here that we've seen that where they know they can beat Duke. I I think I
yeah,
wanna I'm rooting for Duke. I just don't think it's gonna happen.
yeah.
And by the way, in what world are we seeing listen, it is what it is, but we're seeing, and I'm looking ahead here for the championship games this weekend, right? We got a 12 o'clock BYU Texas, right? Then we have before that 8 p.m. on a Friday. We have the North Texas Tulane. I'm rooting for North Texas to win that
That's
one so
going to be
bad.
a good game. That's
It
going to be a
is.
real good game.
I'm going to watch that one. So, but we got BYU Texas 12 p.m. right in the Big 12 championship. Then you have Georgia at Alabama at 4 o'clock,
Yeah,
an SEC championship, and then you have 8 o'clock in which you have the Big Ten championship, number 2 Indiana, number 1 Ohio State, right paired next to the ACC championship, Duke and Virginia.
nobody's going to watch Duke, Virginia. I'm not going to watch Duke, Virginia. I'll probably
No,
watch Indiana, Ohio State too.
that's going to be a good game. Either way, those two teams are making it to the playoffs. It doesn't
Yep.
really matter because those are really two good teams. But
I
man,
just would love to see Indiana win and be undefeated versus Ohio State being undefeated. So
sorry, OH baby. I'm all about Ohio State. So the Ohio State.
and I normally would I would love Georgia to lose. I just don't want Alabama to beat them. I can't pull for Alabama. So.
This is where things get a little interesting here. In the Carolinas for like who to root for, not to root for, who do you want to see? Because these have a lot of these games have playoff implications.
Yeah. It's also another one of these things that dumbfounds me about Alabama being at the top of the SEC. And again, you've got 4 teams. Well, yeah, you got 4 teams below them in the conference standings that are all ranked higher than them. Or 3 teams, 3 teams that are ranked higher than them. Georgia, Ole Miss, and A&M are all ranked ahead of Alabama, but Alabama's ahead of them in the standings in the conference.
Yep.
Again, probably some crazy, stupid tiebreaker thing because all 3 of those teams are 11-1. Alabama's 10-2. It's like, wait a minute.
I think this speaks to what we've been talking about and we've been seeing a lot lately is that these conference championships no longer matter.
No.
Because you're telling me that an Alabama team it's ranked higher in the SEC over Georgia, Ole Miss, and Texas A&M?
Yeah. They're pulling a Duke. They're like, wait a minute, how are they ahead of those just because they're tied?
I want to take a look at something here. Let's see the ranking because you're right. The top 10: Ohio State, Indiana, Georgia, number 3rd in the country, 3rd. Then you got Oregon, Texas Tech, Ole Miss, Texas A&M, Oklahoma, Notre Dame, and then you have Alabama.
Yeah.
And you're telling me that Alabama is ranked number 1 in the SEC. This is why conference championships are becoming a joke.
Yeah.
Right? But these 2 conference championships that we just talked about, the ACC and the SEC, are the 2 jokes right now because you're telling me that Alabama is number 1 in the SEC over these 3 teams that are a whole lot better than they are.
I mean, it boils down to this. So Alabama beat Georgia this year in the regular season. Georgia beat Ole Miss. And Ole Miss's loss. So Ole Miss's loss is to Georgia. And then Texas A&M, their only loss is to Texas, who's right behind them. Which just happened, which is right behind them. So Alabama's at the top of that. They're the cream that rise to the top because they beat they beat Georgia. Their only loss was to Oklahoma, who's down below Texas in like sixth place in the conference. So, I mean,
No,
I don't know. It's a
I'm with
mess.
you. I'm with you. And then Oklahoma is 8th
Yep.
when Alabama is 10th. So
Yeah.
again, conference championship. The only thing, and I know you don't like it because you're not a Big Ten guy. I am, right? But the best 2 teams made it to the championship in the Big Ten.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. That is what it is because they're both undefeated in the conference.
Yeah, but
So
last year was the same thing. The
yeah,
2 best teams made it to the championship again, same situation, right?
right.
Indiana made it, Ohio State made it. So it's like, yeah, the best teams. Go
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah. So yeah, it's just the thing is you look at the conference schedule. I mean, if you look at Ohio State's conference schedule, this is who they're 9-0. So 1, 2, 3.
Oh, yeah. So
So
they
they
beat
beat
Texas,
Washington, Minnesota, Illinois, Wisconsin, Penn State, who's garbage this year,
Purdue.
Purdue, UCLA, Rutgers, and then Michigan. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
they didn't have any competition, in
The
my
only one
opinion.
that would have been a competition would have been Illinois at that point because they were ranked higher.
They
Uh,
were at the beginning of the season.
yep, and then Michigan,
Yep.
15,
And
right?
see, Indiana beat Illinois when Illinois was ranked number 9, and they beat the dog crap out of them 63-10.
Yeah.
But they beat Indiana played the harder schedule of the two because they beat Illinois, they beat Iowa, they beat a number 3 ranked Oregon at the time, Michigan State, and then they cruised after that: UCLA, Maryland, Penn State, Wisconsin, and then Purdue. So they had a really tougher schedule than Ohio State did this year in the conference.
Oh, I'm not disagreeing.
And so you're right, but they both did go undefeated. That's where SMU screwed up the ACC because SMU would have only had 1 loss, and you'd had the two 1-loss teams.
And then in the Big Ten champion standings, Indiana is number 1. Ohio State's number 2. Then you got
Yep.
Oregon, USC, Michigan, Iowa, Washington, right? So like it's listen, I don't disagree. Indiana had a much stronger game schedule,
Yep.
right? And
Absolutely.
so Big Ten is about to be lit this
Yep.
year.
Yep.
And by the way, good on Michigan to start crying like little girls. Oh my God, it feel good to see that. Oh, I saw nothing but whining on. Oh, this was no game. They cheated. This should have not been a touchdown. Shut up. Shut
Right.
up. Shut up.
This
Stop whining.
this is my only this is always my problem though with the Big Ten. I mean, the SEC, I don't like the SEC because they think they're better than everybody. They claim they're better than everybody, and they're not. They just have their top teams get ranked high. Their only losses are to each other as they are ranked high, so nobody ever falls. They're
Yep.
considered tougher matches, tougher schedules, blah, 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 blah. The thing about the Big Ten is the Big Ten has a few really good teams, but only a few. You get past Michigan right now, Iowa's 6-3 in the conference. After that, I mean, Washington, Illinois, yeah. So you've got like more than half of your conference with losing conference records. That's just like nothing but doormats in that conference.
Penn State, I'm gonna give Penn State a pass this year just because
True.
they're going
It's an
transitional
off year
to
for them.
yeah.
They're the odd man in that, but I mean, you look at
I'll say
Purdue,
this.
Maryland, Michigan State even.
Rutgers does not belong in the Big Ten.
No.
I'll be the first one to say it, and a lot of people will disagree with me there. They
I
don't
don't think
belong.
Maryland does either.
Neither I agree 100%.
Yeah.
Maryland or Rutgers, they don't belong in the Big Ten. And this is what happens when you add these 2 teams into the Big Ten. You're like you're no longer compared, right? Because the SEC was like, "Yeah, we got better teams. Of course we do." What did help the Big Ten this year was adding Oregon, was adding Washington to that. UCLA is TBD on that one. I'm going to put
Yeah,
TBD on UCLA, right? But adding those two teams helps the Big Ten now into prominence. So we'll
yeah,
see, but I
and
agree.
Southern
I think
Cal too. Yeah,
in Southern Cal, yeah. But yeah, look, no, absolutely. You got Michigan. Iowa's still a good team. They're 6-3, 8-4 overall. Washington, they're 8-4. Illinois is 8-4, right? So they have good middle of the pack teams, right? And I wanted to take a look at something here because now you got me going down this path, right? So
I'm gonna drag you down the rabbit hole.
right, so you got Ohio State, Indiana, Oregon, and then you have what else ranked SC,
SC and
Michigan.
Michigan. Yeah,
Yep. So you got 5 teams in the top 25.
yeah.
5. So it's not as strong, but it's still pretty strong. So out of the top 25, you have 5 of them. It's not bad. And the top 2 are both Big Ten schools.
Right.
Top 5, 3 of them are Big Ten. So
Yeah,
that's why you see them.
yeah.
Georgia, SEC, Texas Tech, Ole Miss, right? So we'll see.
And the thing is, I like the what ifs are the what ifs, but like if Ohio State, everybody's like, well, if Ohio State played an ACC schedule, they'd roll through everybody just as easily. I don't know. There's a lot of teams Ohio State beat this year in the Big Ten
Yeah.
that are way worse than a lot of the ACC teams they would have played. I mean, if they would have played Miami or they would have played, they would have gotten tripped up. Pittsburgh, Miami, SMU, one of those teams might have tripped them up. They don't have that kind of situation in the Big Ten with the schedule they were playing. They had a favorable schedule this year.
And that's what I mean. And here's their out of conference schedule should be strong, right?
Yeah,
And this is why I don't like, and I get why they do it. So don't come at me. But like playing these smaller schools, I get that. At the
yeah,
beginning of the season, hey, let's play one school lower, get them going, like get them started, right? I get that one.
yeah.
Okay. And this is where I'm going to give you some flack on this one, all right? Clemson playing a bad school later on in the season,
Yeah.
not a fan. Alabama
Oh,
playing a
I
bad
agree.
school at the end
I
of the season, I don't like that.
I'd rather you have to play your conference schedule to finish out the season, no
I
matter who
agree.
you are.
Yeah, exactly. And so, when you see Alabama, which by the way, they're what? We just talked about this as Alabama being 10th, and you see at the end of the season, who do they play, right? You got Eastern Illinois, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
Eastern Illinois. So you got Florida, ULN Monroe, right? Come on, dude. Like, really?
Right. Exactly. And I'll give Ohio State credit. They did play Texas first game of the season. Texas was ranked number 1. They beat them. It was a 14-7 game. I
It was
mean,
a good back and forth game.
it was a good game, and I mean, Texas ended up coming back around okay. I mean, I say come back
See,
around. They're
this is
9-3, but
yeah.
Texas never felt like that good a team all year long.
No, they
I
didn't.
think I think last week I called them posers
Yeah. Well, look. Here's a
because they
good.
are like they don't appear to be that good a team, and yet here they are.
Yeah. So check this out. You want to see Georgia's schedule? You want to see some little fun? Let's do a little trip on Georgia's schedule. Marshall,
Yeah,
Austin P. Right, and then they go and play Charlotte, 35-3 at the end of the season again, and then
right.
against Georgia Tech. Like, I don't want to hear about this. Like, oh, they play a much stronger schedule. I don't care. Like, you're playing 3 like lower division schools. Granted, um, Charlotte is a Division 1, but come on now, dude. Let's be real about this.
Yeah, you shouldn't have more. Well, next year that'll change because the SEC is going to 9 conference games, so
Good.
one of those will go away, um, and it should be 2 of them. You should have one game like that early in the season. Either play a strong out of conference opponent first game, and then have an easy guy like this to kind of recover after you kind of see what you got,
Yep.
and then go into a tougher schedule, or play the easy one first to kind of get warmed up for that big game. And then that should be it. It should be, competitive games against good teams going forward in the season.
I'll give this the last week of before the conference championship to have rivalry weekend. That is love that part. Absolutely love that.
Well, these things that they do in basketball where they have like the ACC Big Ten Challenge or this conference up against that's the kind of shit they should do at the beginning of the season in football. You should have ACC teams playing Big Ten and SEC teams and vice versa. Like those three conferences or even Big 12. I mean, you really kind of have to have all four of the Big 12. The Power Four should mix it up, and one of your first two games of the year, every team in those conferences should play a team in one of the other conferences.
Yeah, I agree. But having those in-school rivalries, Texas A&M, Texas, right?
Yeah.
Georgia Tech, Ole Miss, Mississippi, Arizona State, Ohio State, Michigan. That one was always going to be one of a goal rivalry. Although this year was not as good, which I kind of liked. I enjoy that one a lot. Oregon, Washington. I didn't think that this was going to be like a big rivalry. Apparently, it's like a massive rivalry.
Oh yeah, I mean, this is like the Pac-12. This was the Pac-12 rivalry. This was their version in the Pac-12 of all these others you just mentioned. They're Ohio State, Michigan, Oregon, Washington was the same thing in the Pac-12, but now they're both in the Big Ten. So Big Ten kind of has two of these now.
Hey, I'm okay with that. LSU, Oklahoma, Notre Dame, Stanford, whatever. But the Alabama, Auburn. This was actually a really good game.
I went to bed early Saturday. We came back from the Clemson Carolina game at our friends, and because we stayed and watched some stuff for a little while after that game. The noon games hit me because it's like the next thing you know, it's like 3:00 in the afternoon. You're kind of in no man's land a little bit, and then we get home, and I'm like, I'm dog tired. And so I looked at that game, and Alabama was up. Auburn was getting crushed. I was like, I'm going to sleep. And at some point I woke up because I guess the cheering from Auburn fans, because we had it on the TV and I'd fallen asleep. I hear this cheering. And I'm like, what the hell's on now? And I look up and it's tied 2020. I'm like, oh shit, Auburn done come back on them.
Yeah.
Where did that come from? I missed all of that. I wish Auburn would have won that game too, because I'm like you with the chaos is what I
want to see. Chaos, exactly. Yeah. With a good game, by the way, and I think you were sleeping by then on this one. The Vanderbilt Tennessee game, that one was so good.
Yeah, I hate I missed those games. I was
no, I get it. I understand. Right?
Like I'm an old man. I'm going to bed.
SMU California. That one was a good game. California had no business winning, but they did. They ended up winning at the end. And SMU, they didn't take care of business, and now they're they're not in the championship because of that. So there's that. But guys, again, this was real. There were some really good college football games this weekend. I was happy to see that some of them were blowups, but some of them were like, man, this is some good stuff.
Yep. A couple of games we've had our eye on here in the Carolinas, Benedict, which is a good story, making the playoffs in Division III. They had a chance, man. They were playing Albany State.
Yep.
I had to kind of dig a little bit to find this here, but
but Albany State was number one,
and Albany State was number one, and so this is how it unfolded though. They got a touchdown early. Benedict had I think a couple of field goals. It was like a 7-6 game, and then at the end, they each had a drive. Albany State had a 7-play drive for 89 yards in the fourth quarter to go up 14-6. Benedict turned around with a 70-yard touchdown pass to make it 14-12, and to their credit, they went for 2 to win the game, or to tie the game. Excuse me, to tie the game. They had to go for 2 and missed it. But that's a good like showing that against Albany State. I mean, I'm happy to see Benedict had a shot at it, and they gave them a run. The other one that we've had our eye on is Newberry after. Who was it? There's somebody else that got knocked out last week. But Newberry went to West Florida, who was a higher ranked team as well, and got the win in the.
I was watching that game. It was
Yeah.
actually a good back and forth game. Yes, it was. Like,
Okay.
like watching the second and third quarter, I was like, "Oh, hey, this is actually a pretty good game." And then I had to get up and start doing other things. Right, because that's when I came back from my run. We were talking about it. I was like, "Man, I was dying after my run, so I needed to chill." This was actually not a bad game. It was actually it was at West Florida too.
Yeah. Yeah, because
And
they were the higher ranked team. So
correct,
yeah, yeah.
but West
So
Florida could not do anything at the end, man. They could not get anything going.
yep. And yeah, when I looked it up, I was like, it said Newberry on the very first play of their first play on offense, an 83-yard touchdown pass to go up 7-0, and then they never trailed. And their
No, they
quarterback's
didn't.
a good kid. He's a local kid from Columbia. Went to Brooklyn Casey High School here in Columbia. His dad played football and baseball at Clemson when I was there.
No kidding.
Yeah, he was. He's been a high school coach for years, many years. He was drafted by the Brewers out of Clemson. He only played like 2 years, 1 year rookie league, and then I think he played a few games at Beloit. Never really went anywhere. Ron, I didn't even say something to you this morning. I was gonna say something to you because
So you know
you
what
look funny
happened?
with that.
Do you know what happened?
What?
So yesterday I was getting ready for today, right? And then I forgot to put the guard back on. Somehow I took the guard out of my razor because I had to trim it. And then I was like, whoop, and I go like this. I was so angry. Mia doesn't like it, first of all. Mia hates it. And I'm not happy with this. I'm not.
Did you do it like down on the chin or something,
It
or
was right here.
right on the side? Yeah.
Yeah, right. So and I couldn't hide it.
See, I would have. I mean, I know you're going on a business trip, so you wouldn't have done this. But if I was just going to be around the house for a few days, I would have turned it into some weird Fu Manchu or like a biker stash or something like that, just to
Darlo,
mess with.
right. So the wife was like, "You should do a gold tee." I'm like, "I'm not doing that. Mm-mm, not doing that. That's just not gonna happen
I
again."
know when you came on before we started, I saw that and I was like, I was going to say something, and I was like, yeah, I never got
you
back
should
around
have.
to it.
You should have. It's just weird, and it doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right. I need my beard back. So hopefully, I got. You know what the crazy part is? Tomorrow, I got to take some headshots, pictures, for work, and then I got grew a pimple right here, like stressing out. Dude, it's all bad, man. It's all bad.
It's one of those things where you got this work picture that's going to be around for some time. Is it going to be like a badge or something, or just in like promotional material or something?
So it's gonna be headshots for like for work and stuff. So like sending out to like all of my clients and
Right.
all these other stuff. And it's like, yeah, it's good. People are gonna be seeing this. I'm like, who the hell is this guy?
Exactly. That's like like you take a driver's license picture and then your driver's license goes for 10 years and you look at that picture for 10 years. You're like, I don't even look like that anymore.
Dude, before when I moved down here to North Carolina, and the picture that I had on my Ohio one is like I had hair.
Yeah.
I'm like, I have no
Right.
hair. You know what I'm saying? I was like, what color is your hair? I'm like, clear,
Clear.
translucent. So yes, Mrs. Mayor, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, because
Uh,
I'm clean shaven and much heavier, fuller face on my driver's license than
I don't
I
like
am
it.
now. It's a totally different looking picture.
I don't like it. I'm intrigued, by the way, getting back to Division Two. I'm intrigued. I've been talking about this team, but for a while now, Fair State,
Yeah.
they Ashland couldn't keep up. A school back up in my old stomping ground back in Ohio, John Carroll University, 35-6, Division Three, right there. So that one was cool to see that one happen. So there you go, man. I like this. I like me, like a lot of us, except for our good friend Eric. FCS, Division Two, Division Three. We're fans of these schools, man. It's a lot of fun to talk about and to see these schools. And of course, we could not have not talked about these schools that we talk about this morning, being North Carolina, South Carolina, because then our good friend Virgil was going to give us, he was going to give a shit about this.
Oh yeah. It's absolutely.
Okay. So anything else that we can that they over the week? Oh, by the way, the Carolina Hurricanes won in overtime. I was going to be at that game.
Yeah.
Fortunately, because of things, me getting ready for work trip and my daughter being sick and all that, I was not able to make it. I was highly upset about that, but I really wanted to go. And the Carolina Hurricanes ended up winning in overtime, 1-0.
Yeah, I saw they were the 2-1 since last Monday's show this past week. They're still in first place at 16-7 in their
Correct.
division. But
Correct.
yeah, so 2-1. The Charlotte Checkers, they split their weekend series against the Toronto Marlies. They won on Friday 5-1, lost 5-3 on Saturday. They're still kind of middling around in fifth place. A couple of ECHL teams, real quick.
Mhm.
Stingray, South Carolina Stingrays out of Charleston, Greenville Swamp Rabbits, both 1-2 in the last week. They're kind of like middle of the pack. And then the PD Ice Cats in the Federal Prospect Hockey League. They're sitting at fourth place at 7-6. So yeah, there's some good little hockey going on in the Carolinas right now. I'm sure there's a lot of other teams, but those are the ones I kind of picked up on
Yeah.
because they're close to
I,
me.
I like the name Swamp Rabbits. That's such a cool name.
Yep. I outside of the Checkers, that well, I need to add the Gargoyles, the Greensboro Gargoyles to my notes list because
Yeah.
Greensboro I think beat the Stingrays one of those games this past week. Outside of the Gargoyles, I'm not sure. Is there any other
I
minor
can't
league hockey in North Carolina?
No, I can't think of anything right
I think it's
now.
just the Checkers and the Gargoyles. I can't think of any. But
Yeah, I can't think of anything like professional hockey here.
yep. Yeah, I'm ready to get to some games. Rhonda and I've got some tickets for later in December for the Checkers. One of those games that we've got tickets for, we're going to have to switch because we're going to have a family Christmas thing. The Checkers not tomorrow and Wednesday this week, but Tuesday, Wednesday next week are playing at home. Which midweek game's tough, but I'm gonna see if Rhonda wants to try and do one of those two games because Cleveland Monsters are coming down to Charlotte
Oh,
Tuesday night and Wednesday night next week, and I would love to go see them. Yeah, they're kind of my adopted second team since I spent that
so
winter
much. Yeah.
in Cleveland year before last, and so yeah, I'd like to go see the Cleveland Monsters play. So we might try to switch our tickets for one of those two games if she's up for a an evening date in Charlotte to a hockey game.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
All right, so we're here at almost 7 o'clock in the morning, but we have to talk about what was one of the most surprising wins in all of NFL this weekend. You and me, we both had the Panthers winning, so we're gonna
Those
say
were
that.
hard. Those we picked with our heart, not our head in that one.
We most certainly
We both
picked with our
did.
hearts on that one. So let's be honest. Everybody else was like, nope, it's gonna be a Los Angeles Rams win. And listen, in their defense, the Los Angeles Rams is the better team. Let's just be
Oh,
honest
yeah,
about
they're the
that.
best team in the NFC, if not the NFL right now, and every once in a while, those teams lose.
They play down to their competition, and they kind of did. And it's funny to say this, and because we both have been very critical of Bryce Young. We
Yes.
have been, because he really has been very bipolar when it comes to his play.
Yep.
He's all over the place. But this game, he actually was the better quarterback between both him and Matthew Stafford, right? Because Matthew Stafford went 18 for 28, 248 yards. He averaged two touchdowns. 8.7 with two touchdowns and then two interceptions. That's what really killed him, right?
Yeah.
He got sacked twice for 16-yard loss, and then his rating was 85.9. So then you flip that over and you go over to Carolina. Bryce Young, 15 for 20, 206 yards. Again, Matthew Stafford, much better there, but he averaged 10.3 yards per throw. He threw 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, this is the biggest part about this whole lineup right there that I'm reading is his interceptions is 0. If you keep your mistakes down to that,
Yep.
you're going to win some ball games. 2 sacks, his rating 147.
Yeah. And I've said all along with Bryce, he doesn't normally lose you games. He will
Manage.
he'll manage them, and but occasionally he'll win you a game, and this is one that he won them. So
Yeah, I agree. And yeah, I don't want to talk about that one because I lost this weekend.
this is what I hate about fantasy football. So not in our league, not in our DHC league, but my other league I play in, I have Bryce Young as a quarterback, and I rarely play him. I basically got him so I'd have a quarterback for the bye week.
Yeah,
because we can play two quarterbacks. So the two quarterbacks I normally have playing are Baker Mayfield and Matt Stafford. And this is what gets me. Matt Stafford only got me 16 points with Bryce Young sitting on my bench with 36 points.
You know what I forgot?
I would have never played Bryce Young over Matt Stafford in fantasy because I wouldn't have expected that outcome. I would have expected the opposite.
You know what's funny you say that because I'm looking at my roster, right? And I absolutely totally forgot. And we talked about this, and this is my fault. Joe Burrow played.
Yeah, he did. I didn't even see how they did or how he did. So you tell me.
So they won, first of all, against Baltimore. They beat Baltimore 32-14, right? 19 points on my bench. And then I totally forgot. And then I had Sanders starting because I don't have it. I've been looking for a quarterback. I haven't had a good quarterback all year. 10 points.
Right.
Then the wide receiver I put a wide receiver for Pittsburgh. He got me 0 points. So, and then the 49ers defense, 12 points compared to the Browns defense, which by the way, last week was killing it last week.
Yeah.
This week, the Browns only got 3 points. So I don't even know what to say. Like, I'm glad that I'm done. I'm eliminated from the playoffs. I'm glad because my team was absolutely dog shit.
Well, those two. So if you had made those two changes and your receiver would have gotten you a few points, you'd be close to being tied right now with your opponent. I mean, that's how different fantasy is. It's like it's one or two roster changes. It's like yesterday, Eric was giving Mrs. Mayer a little bit of crap about not changing out one of her players. She left in Kamara. Kamara was out. And of course, he's trying to get into the playoffs, and he's like, "Oh, Mrs. Mayer, thanks for leaving Kamara in, who's not even playing, and when you need to beat Zach Beeson." And lucky for her, Zach did have some guys not perform, and right now she's basically got him beat because she's got somebody playing tonight. He has nobody left to play, and she's up by a few points. I guilted Eric. I don't know if you saw my text message.
I didn't.
You did because I texted him in the group.
He's not going to make the playoffs. Eric is not going to make the playoffs.
There's a chance. Right now he'll be one of the top 2 teams in the league based on the record because he's winning. So him and Kish are going to be the only 2. I think they'll be tied for first. And then there's a potential. I've got to win today though, or tonight. I've got 3 guys going, and I need to make up a little bit of ground here.
I love fantasy football.
And Tom's got one. He's got a defense and Diggs playing, so I don't need Diggs to do anything tonight.
Yeah, okay, good luck with that.
But I've got the running back for both teams, New England and Giants. So I need a running attack tonight, and then I've got the kicker for the Giants. So I just need to make up 12 points plus against Tom, and if I do that, I'll jump into a tie with him and Beeson and some others at 8-5.
Okay, all right.
So I'm still in the mix a little bit. We'll see.
I am not.
I think, I think you're out now.
I am completely out. I'm okay with that. I'm good with that. So, all right. So getting back to this game, I gotta give kudos to their defense. The Carolina, the Panthers, the defense is what really got them because they were playing really good. 3 interceptions.
Yeah,
2 interceptions, and then you sacked him twice.
One of those interceptions was a pick 6.
Yeah, and I saw it because it was a batted ball too.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it was like, oh my God. So here we go. So good for Carolina to really pull this one off. I'm super happy. Yes, we did pick with our hearts on this game. Yep. There was no ifs or buts about that one. We knew exactly what we were doing when we picked this game.
And this is the first game, I think, maybe all season, or at least, well, it won't be all season because Hubbard was the main running back the first few games till he got hurt. But
Yep.
since Dowdle took over as the main running back, this is the first game that Hubbard has outgained him in yardage. He had 83 yards rushing on 17 carries, and Dowdle had 58 yards on 18 carries. But that 17 carries and 18 carries, that's the most mixed the two of those have had in any game since probably like the third week of the season.
Well, and don't discount
Or
the
at
fact
all,
that
actually, I should say.
that Rick O'Dowdle also got 21 yards on receiving, 2
He
receiving with with Hubbard 41 there, and then Hubbard got a touchdown there.
Yeah,
And so, McMillan, God, this kid is good.
he's so good.
But
I'm glad
he wasn't the best wide receiver of that whole
he
game
only
though.
had one catch for a
One
touchdown.
one catch for a touchdown, which was a 43 yards.
I think
And
it might
then
have been his only target.
yeah, that was his only target.
Or 2. He had 2 targets.
Jalen Cooker. You see
Yeah.
that? 74 yards, 18 yards, and 1 touchdown. So listen,
Well, and it's
6
another
targets
thing
for him.
another thing that was interesting to me. Let me go back to the I looked when I was making some notes on this. I went and looked at the scoring plays. So this is an interesting, I don't know what it says about anything. So on the scoring plays for Los Angeles, 4-yard pass for a touchdown, 7-yard pass for a touchdown, 2-yard rush for a touchdown, 7-yard rush for a touchdown. Every play for the Rams to score was 7 yards or less. The Panthers, 35-yard pass for touchdown, 48-yard touchdown, 33-yard field goal, 33-yard pass, 43-yard pass. Like they are winning with some bombs.
Which is
Yeah. I mean,
I'll say this, I think it was the Rams who controlled the time of position on this
yeah, they'd
game.
have these drives. They'd get down there and they'd punch it in.
Exactly. So hey, again, kudos to the Panthers. I'm a fan of that. And then listen, right now they're sitting actually kind of pretty in the NFC, right, and the South, because right now they're right behind the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, which they won yesterday as well. But they're second in the NFC South, and we would have never thought that, because automatically the New Orleans Saints have been eliminated from playoffs
Already.
the Arizona Cardinals eliminated from playoffs. The New York Giants eliminated. The Las Vegas Raiders eliminated. The Tennessee Titans are officially eliminated from the playoffs. And so, listen, anything can happen, right? When it comes to the standings, the playoff pictures is going to be so good, right? Because man, oh man, this is going to be interesting.
Well, this is what's going to happen though for the Panthers, because this is where it's going to come down to it. I mean, I don't know. I mean, Tampa's got Baker sort of injured. He's hanging in there. We'll see what happens. But the rest of the schedule for the Panthers, they're at New Orleans this coming week. Or no, in 2 weeks. They got a bye this coming week. So they come off a bye, play the Saints. Then they got the Buccaneers, the Seahawks, and the Bucks to finish the season. So them and Tampa are going to play 2 out of the last 3 games. That's where the division gets decided on the field.
It's crazy right now. The Carolina Panthers have a higher percentage of making the playoffs over the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
Right now they have and this is by ESPN, they have them at a 23% chance of making the playoffs by winning the division.
Yep.
Making the playoffs, and then 23 making the playoffs and 21% winning the division. When it comes to the Dallas Cowboys, they have a 17% chance of making it and a 10% chance of winning the division. So, listen, nothing is over, right? Everything is still up for grabs for the Panthers. A couple of things here and there, and then boom, boom, boom. Because right now they're sitting pretty at 10, even though the Cowboys are at 9. I think the Cowboys are posers, although I did pick the Cowboys to win last week over the Kansas City Chiefs, which, by the way, they look so pedestrian right now.
Yeah. Well, and the Bucks have they have a relatively favorable schedule, because they've got the Saints and the Falcons, and then Panthers, Dolphins, Panthers. So, I mean, they should beat the Saints. They should beat the Falcons. They should beat the Dolphins. So when it comes, and as long as they do that, if the Panthers can beat the Saints and the Panthers can find a way to beat the Seahawks, which that's going to be a tough game, they've got to split at least with Tampa. But I don't know. I don't know where the tiebreaker comes into if they end up tied with a split in the series.
Right now, there's no tiebreakers for both Tampa and the Carolina Panthers because they haven't really played each other.
Yeah.
But this is going to be interesting coming up, right? Because right now, no, like the only couple of tiebreakers that I see in the NFC is the Bears winning the tiebreaker over the Rams right now based on win percentage and conference game, and then the Rams tiebreak over Seattle based on head-to-head win percentage. By the way, did you ever see the Chicago Bears being at 9-3 and
No,
first in the NFC?
no, not at all. I didn't see that coming at all. I mean, yeah. Well, I mean, they're getting their money's worth for Ben Johnson. So, what's up, Terry? Good.
I'm not
Yeah,
disagreeing. I'm not disagreeing. I'm not disagreeing. Not
absolutely.
disagreeing. But I'm just saying, listen, the Carolina Panthers could make some noise in the playoff picture, right? Even if it's just like at the very least be in the conversation this year compared to the last couple of years where there have been already been eliminated at this point. So I'm happy
Well,
for that. The
and
Panthers.
another one is who saw New England with 10 wins leading the AFC over Buffalo, who's at 8-4. I
Yep.
mean, come on, who like,
And if
really?
you look at the top 8, you got the Broncos at number
The
1, number 2,
Broncos and the Patriots are
Patriots.
tied for first in the AFC.
The Jaguars, number 3. Baltimore Ravens right now, number 4, because even though both Baltimore Ravens and the Pittsburgh Steelers lost, because the Ravens beat the Steelers, they're number 1 in their division. The Chargers, the Colts, the Bills, and then Houston Texans at number 8. And then you have the Pittsburgh Steelers just, yeah, they have then you get the Pittsburgh Steelers and then Kansas City Chiefs, and then the Steelers wins the tiebreak over Kansas City based on best win percentage in conference games. Can you ever imagine a world where the Kansas City Chiefs are not going to make the playoffs?
I know it's crazy. It's been a while. Been a while.
I can't wait to. And you guys will talk about this on Tuesday, but I'm because I'm going to be for a work trip, so I'm not going to be able to do it. But man, I cannot. I want to hear what you guys have to say about that.
Well,
Guys,
and talking about the Jaguars real quick, their schedule's looking very favorable because they still have to play the Colts twice in their division, and the Colts are not what they were the beginning of the season.
no, they have a lot
Outside
of
of that,
injuries.
they've got the Jets, the Broncos, and the Titans. So, as much as everybody wants to hate on the Jaguars, they've got it in their favor to finish strong here. They probably split with the Colts just because they're division games. Broncos, that's going to be a tough game, but Jets and Titans, that should be 2 other wins if they don't screw it up. So, I
Yeah.
mean, Jaguars could be sitting there at, 10, 11, potentially 12 wins. So,
No,
yeah.
I don't disagree. You're right. So, guys, thank you so much for joining us. Make sure that you tune in tonight for the Break Even Sports Talk. This tonight will be Mr. Mayor, the producer, and the prospector. Both, all 3 of them are going to be talking about soccer. They're going to be talking about FCS football, the playoffs, which are going on right now. Some really good games, some disappointing games in in the Youngstown State. I don't know how they lose that one. I
Hey,
have no
and I
words
took
for
I took a flyer on Yale and it paid off. So
good on you, brother.
I've
Good
been
on you.
sticking with Yale for whatever reason. I don't know
I
why.
don't know
I
why,
just
but good for you. So my La Liga team won Villarreal. My EPL team Tottenham. They screw the pooch again.
yeah,
They're back to
Bayern won
being
for me. So.
yeah, exactly. So we will see you guys again tonight and then tomorrow night at DSC Sports Show, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. These guys will talk about the NFL and other things to come. So now make sure you guys tune in for that. And then we will see both of us. You'll see us on Monday.
Next Monday.
Have a good night, guys.